It's the second trading day of August. What's going to happen? What's going on, everyone? Jeremy Ritz here. Courage pays better than fear. Another episode of Driven. It is a Monday morning here, August 4th. And here we go. We had that big sell-off on Friday. Depending on when you're watching this, we'll see what happens. Everything is up pre-market right now. Will that hold? We don't know. This is a light data week, but I'm excited. And the thing I wanted to talk about today is just adjusting to a change in trend. And to be clear, the primary trend has not shifted yet. We are still in a bullish trend. And the way that you gauge that is, all right, go back to those October lows. When you come 20% off of lows, then you are out of bear territory. Conversely, when you look at all-time highs on a broader market, or if we're looking at the SPX, when you drop 20% plus, then you enter bear territory. So that's what has to happen in order for the primary trend to change. But we're due for a correction, we're due for a pullback, we're due for a dip, and it can be a little jarring for traders to make that shift, because when you're just used to, all right, buy the dip, it goes up, buy the dip, it goes up, and the dynamics shift, it can be a little tricky to adjust to that. And when I did the live stream yesterday, Daryl had asked me, would you recommend sitting out? And my response to that was, there's no harm in letting things settle a bit and seeing what the momentum is, how things move, and then getting a good feel for that before starting to trade, because it is going to feel a little bit disjointed, a little bit awkward from what it was previously. So, and that's a true test of a trader's ability, is how well can you adjust and adapt to a shift in that short-term trend, interim trend. And that's really where you find out how good are you, right? And so on Friday for me, I didn't take huge trades, took small trades, and 169 bucks. That was my profit total on Friday. And so just kind of was dipping my toe in the water, didn't have a great feel. What I was looking for was for retests of the 20 EMA and the 50 EMA, and then looking short. But I didn't really have the edge to do anything, so just played it very, very conservatively. And then today, we're seeing a little bit of a spike pre-market, but you have to ask yourself, all right, is this just going to simply be a retest? They're going to sucker in some bulls and drop it more. We don't know. So that's why I'm being cautious to just see what the market gives me and try to move with the markets, not fight the markets and force any type of bias on it, right? We can't do that. So you have to feel the momentum and ride the momentum. The markets, if you try to fight the markets and go against the markets, you will lose all of your money. 100%. It's going to happen. Speaking from experience. Didn't lose it all, but I lost some damn big chunks, right? And that's another thing. Anybody out there who trades that has a channel, YouTube channel, or anybody who's ever like, oh, I win all my trades, or, I never lose, or blah, blah, blah. They are full of shit. You lose in trading. It happens. It's part of it. And so if you ever encounter someone who says that they don't lose, number one, they're lying. But number two, you just have to question the validity of what they're communicating, what they're sharing, what they're teaching, because in order to win in the market, in order to scale up and to grow as a trader or to increase your profits, you have to take losses. It's just a mathematical probability. It's going to happen to you. And so You have to embrace it. And a lot of people take losing as evidence that you're terrible at this, that you suck, that you're not a good trader. And that couldn't be farther from the truth. Someone who loses is actually doing it. They're in the game. They are trading. They're a real trader, right? So, yes, real traders lose. And lose a lot, lose often, but they're more profitable on their winning trades than they are losers on their losing trades. They lose small, win big. So just a couple things I wanted to point out there. And then in terms of just what I'm looking at this week, again, just getting a feel for the movement of the market. And anytime that I start off a brand new month, I go slow and I actually play smaller risk, and I like to build up my profit slowly. And then as I build up a nice profit cushion, then I'll start taking some shots as I get closer to like that third week of the month. But only if I have something that I feel really strongly about. I have confidence in the trade. So this week will be just being conservative. Not a lot of data this week. ISM services, PMI, 10 a.m. on Wednesday. Do have some decent earnings reports I can't wait to see. Soundhound being one of those. Let's see what happens with that one. That's a big fan favorite. But outside of that, the real big week will be next week. We get CPI, we get PPI. And you guys all know the volatility that throws into the market. So I can't wait for that. I think those reports are scheduled Tuesday, Thursday. Typically they're back-to-back Tuesday, Wednesday, but those are Tuesday, Thursday next week. So I'm excited to see how those come in. And we'll probably see an uptick in inflation just from the tariffs. But according to old Papa Powell, he said that he expects the tariff inflation to be transitory and to not be long-lived. I don't know what we even call that. It's transitory, and so we'll see that push through the markets. And one of the last things, the rate cut odds for September have bumped significantly up to, I think, like 85%. So we're going to see a rate cut in September. Is it going to be a quarter point? Is it going to be 50 basis points? We don't know. But that is going to happen. So it looks like September and December, we're going to see those cuts come into play. And then the last thing, so I did do this on Friday. I bought puts on IWM, and I bought one put on the SPY, SPY, not SPX, just as some downside insurance, downside hedge that we would drop further today. Now those are, they're short-term options dated for the end of August. So those will be losers at open today because things are up, but I will be patient with those. I'll hold those into probably Wednesday, Thursday, and then make a decision what to do there. And if things really start to take off, I'll consider just cutting bait and taking the loss, because they were more to capitalize on some follow through with the selling today, which we haven't got yet. But it's going to be a long week. It's only Monday. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you here with this episode of Driven. I hope you have a phenomenal week. I wanted to point out there, every so often I do a free boot camp where I teach the fundamentals of trading and investing. I'm going to be launching my latest edition of the boot camp. That's going to be the week after Labor Day. So stay tuned for information coming on that. I'm looking forward to doing that. That is completely free. There will be some cool prizes as part of that boot camp, where I will help you fund your trading account. So there will be some cash prizes there, so stay tuned for that. That's coming. And a lot of other cool things that I'm going to be doing, some classes that I'm going to be teaching. And I always teach a free class in the winter. So around November, I'm going to be doing something different where I'm going to be reteaching, and it's going to be updated, my trading psychology class. It's going to be completely free. That's going to be the middle of November. That'll run through December. So a free class for anyone out there who wants to learn about trading psychology. Details will be coming for that. So lots of cool stuff coming from Courage. Pays better than fear trading. Exciting stuff. I love this stuff, right? That's why trading is cool. I get to drive my kid to camp. This isn't cool. The road's closed here, so I can't go this way. So I'm gonna have to pull a U-turn. Let me do a U-turn here. So I'm not mad though. This is a little inconvenience. Gonna turn around. See that? This is real. The real world of a trader. Anyway, lost my train of thought there because I had to just pull a turn. But yeah, cool stuff coming. Can't wait to share it with all of you guys. I appreciate your support here of the channel. Lots of new earnings previews coming out this week. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you back here for the next episode of Driven. Take care, everyone.